Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy, and after a week and a half long hiatus, hashtag sorry, really sorry, I'm back with a brand new video for the extremely late BCG Disney Week. Yes, I know, I kind of dropped the ball. Not even kind of, I did drop the ball. I had a lot going on during the Thanksgiving weekend, and then last week I got really lazy and I just didn't find the means to pick it back up. So I apologize profusely. But hey, we're back now, and to continue this train of BCG Week videos, which I have all planned out, I will get them done, and you will get them. We're gonna start off with a brand new tier list. Yeah, I haven't done one of these in a while, have I? I think the last one I did was back in August, that incest anime tier list. And I said that I would try to do that more often. Yeah. Look what happened with that one, alright? So now I'm finally getting back to doing another tier list. And this time I'm going to do a tier list on the Disney princesses. Now this is kind of different from my top 10 Disney princess list I did many years ago, because I'm actually going to feature all of the Disney princesses, including the ones I personally did not consider to be Disney princesses, and a few ones that I wanted to talk about that I personally would think are Disney princesses, regardless of if they're human or animal. That's right, there are some animals on this list. So, what are my criterias when ranking these beautiful ladies slash animals? Well, the first thing comes down to their character and their personalities. I have to be able to connect with them. They have to have a very interesting, memorable personality. They must be someone that really stands out in the overall film. Secondly, their contribution to the overall story. They actually have to play a significant role in the films that they're in. Either in a minor way or a major way, they need to serve a purpose. And finally, appearance. The way that they look. Are they stylized in a unique way? Do they have a beautiful design? Are they just mind-boggling beautiful? Those are some of the criteria that I had when dealing with the placement of these princesses on this tier list. And with that said, let's actually take a gander at my ranking system, shall we? So as you can see, on the top of the list, we have the "You Are My Queen" tier, which is based off of the cringy line Jon Snow utters constantly in that piece of crap final season of Game of Thrones.
She is my queen. You are my queen. Daenerys is our queen. She is our queen. She'll be a good queen. You are my queen. I don't know what else I can say.
I couldn't think of a more fitting line to represent my love for these beautiful women than "You are my queen." And of course, we have the A tier, the B tier, the C tier, the D tier, and finally, for the lowest of the lows, royal trash. Because that's exactly what they are. Trash! So starting us off, we have the two most popular Disney princesses currently, and that is Elsa and Anna. Though, technically speaking, they're no longer princesses either. They're both queens. So, I guess they don't really belong here in this tier list, but they are still princesses. They're part of the Disney princess lineup. Let's talk about them. Now, you can't really talk about either one of them without mentioning the other. That's why I paired them together, because they work best as a duo than they do as individuals. They complement each other very well, with Anna's spunkiness, go-get-em attitude, energy, and charisma. And then you have Elsa's damaged soul, cold, kind of solitude kind of personality, but also has this free nature to her. She's very quizzical, very strong and bold. I think they work very well with each other. I love their sister bond. It's one of the strongest I've seen, not only in a Disney film, but in any film. In fact, that's probably the most shining thing about them, or one of their strongest elements, is their sisterly bond. You can really tell that these two care for each other. But I don't think of them as like the greatest Disney princesses, because again, they only work well when they're together. When they're by themselves, when they're individuals, not so much. So that's why I'm gonna place these two lovely princesses, or I should say queens, in the B tier. Next up, Princess Aurora from Sleeping Beauty. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before to anybody, but one of my least favorite Disney princesses is Princess Aurora. And she does absolutely nothing in her story. She may be the main catalyst of the story, but my God, she is so forgettable. She literally sleeps for a majority of the film. You learn nothing about her. She's not intriguing. She's literally a snooze fest, which is a very fitting way of describing her. And she belongs in royal trash. You're trash. Ooh, and from royal trash to amazing beauty, we have Belle from Beauty and the Beast. What more can I say about Belle? Belle is my #1 favorite Disney princess of all time. She surpasses every single one of them. She's smart, bold, fierce, tender, loving, beautiful, great singing voice, uses the color blue constantly. She has one of the best Disney dresses of all time. I don't care what anybody says about Cinderella. Belle has the best princess dress of all time. You can't beat gold, baby. You can't beat gold. She's just so wonderful as a character. I loved her bond with the Beast. I loved how she really is. She goes out of her way. She's very selfless. She thinks about others constantly. And she's just a sweet delight. She is the pure definition of a great Disney princess who's also strong and can stand on her own. You know, I know a lot of people want to do the whole, like, Belle needs to be the strong, independent woman. She was always a strong and independent woman, but she also showed a sense of vulnerability, a sense of femininity. And that's what actually added to her character as well. When you combine all those things, that's what makes Belle such a great character. And to you, Belle, I will say,
you are my queen.
Now this next one, I argued whether or not to include her on the list, as although she is a princess, she's not technically part of the Disney princess lineup, has not been featured in a Disney film, but she is a Disney character and she happens to be a princess, one of the few Disney princesses on TV, and she actually is one of the best Disney princesses on TV, and I wanted to give her some time in the sunlight, and that of course is the beautiful Princess Star Butterfly from Star versus the Forces of Evil. I love her energy. I love how energetic she is and how zany and goofy and wacky she can be. Her relationship with Marco is great. But I also think that her character goes through some really worthwhile development. She learns how to be a better leader, how to see things beyond what it seems. Like that episode about Independence Day was one of the best episodes, not only in the show, but of any Disney TV show I've ever seen. It really did a great job at reflecting a very dark and terrible history of this other world that actually has some references to real world issues that happen here in our world. I think what really holds her back is that I wish she would have developed a little bit more as a princess. I wish she would have been better with her magic. That needed some development, and I don't like her ending. I can't, guys. I can't accept the way that they ended the series or who she ended up with. I'm sorry, it just isn't for me. But other than that, that energy, that charisma, that likable charm to her is why I think Star Butterfly belongs in the B tier. Next up, we got Giselle, one of the lesser known Disney princesses. I like Giselle. Again, another fine example of Disney kind of poking fun of their past, where Giselle is basically the stereotypical Disney princess waiting for her true love, waiting for the prince to come save her. But when she gets transferred to the real world, she kind of gets a dose of reality, and that growth from being this very oblivious Disney princess without a care in the world, and she just lives the very simple life, to being sent straight to New York City and getting hit with that real world reality. It's a thing of beauty, and I love that they don't make her jaded by the end. She still has that hope and optimism in her, and she still carries herself very well, very entertaining. Amy Adams does a great job with that character. Yeah, there's not much more to say. I love that energy with her too. So I'm gonna put her in the A tier, yeah. I think she's one of the better Disney princesses. Maybe not the most well-known, maybe not the most well-liked. but definitely one that stood out to me. Next is, this is Ailori. I don't know how the hell to say her name.
I'm Princess Ailonwi.
She's from The Black Cauldron, one of Disney's worst films, which really says a lot of how I feel about her as a character. She's definitely, in my opinion, the most annoying of all the Disney princesses. And I'm not talking annoying in the fun way, I'm just talking straight up annoying. Nails on a chalkboard, get the hell out of my face right now. You are so pointless. What is going on here? I never liked her. I never understood. Some people even defend this character. How? What's defensible about it? Nothing. I'll give her this. She does a bit more than Aurora does in her film, but she doesn't do enough in my opinion, and she's just so forgettable. She's complete royal trash. Next up, Pocahontas. Now, I got a lot of flack for not putting Pocahontas in my top 10 Disney princess list, and to a certain degree, I sort of regret not putting her there because she is, I think, a very solid character. I love her passion for nature, her openness to learning about new things, her relationship with John Smith, while not historically accurate, was kind of cute. That whole Paint with All the Colors of the Wind is one of the best musical numbers and best animated scenes in any Disney film. And she has a great singing voice. Not to mention, out of all the Disney princesses, she is one of 3 Disney princesses whose style is so unique and memorable. The way that she's drawn, she's not drawn like a little kid, she's not drawn like a little girl, man, she's drawn like a fully developed woman. I love the style of her eyes, I like the way that her hair flows in the wind. She's gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous. Probably top 5 most beautiful princesses in all of Disney, or top 5 most beautiful Disney princesses, which I should make a list. I should make a list of that. The top 10 most beautiful Disney princesses. Okay, I'm gonna keep that in the back of my mind. But yeah, I mean, still, she's a solid character. I really enjoyed her. Definitely one of the best drawn Disney princesses, and I will put her in the B tier. Ah, good old Cinderella. I don't want to be mean to Cinderella. I know Cinderella was one of Walt Disney's favorite characters, as he related a lot to her. But to me, she always seemed like a blank slate. Now, I don't think she's completely awful, as I do feel like as a character, she's very humble, very sweet. She did not deserve the poor treatment that she got from her evil stepmother and her evil stepsisters. They are just a bunch of you-know-whats. But I guess she doesn't really leave much of an impact to me. To me, I'm saying. Beautiful dress, very sympathetic character, great relationship with mice, can sew the hell out of anything, you know. I just, she's okay. She's pretty, you know, I guess, nice. I have nothing really to say, guys. I just think she's okay, but she is one of the most iconic Disney princesses, and I do think she does add something to her story and everything, so I'm just gonna put her, just to be nice, I'm gonna put her in the C tier. She's middle of the road for me. She's not bad, but she's not good. But you know who is amazing? Moana. Make way, Moana, it's time you knew that BCG loves you too and all you need. Oh my god, that's so cringy. I'm so sorry. How do you do, fellow kids? Anywho, Moana is so great. Even though she just recently came out, she left such a major impact on me. Maybe you could say I'm biased, because I'm an islander. I'm actually back home in my island of Guam. And when I watched the movie, it made me really miss home. And, you know, maybe it's just me saying that I love to see an islander in a lead role in a Disney film. Maybe I am biased like that, but my God, she is gorgeous. She's delightful. I love her adventurous spirit. I loved her singing voice. I just love the way that she acted throughout her entire story. She played a pivotal role. I loved her growth. I loved the way that she faced off against Te Fiti with no fear whatsoever. it's a thing of beauty. Like, she is a really well-rounded Disney princess, one of the best, even though she is one of the youngest. But she's left that much of an impact on me, and I have to say,
She is my queen.
another Disney princess I got a ton of flack for leaving out of my top 10 Disney princess list was Jasmine. Now, for the record, I do not hate Jasmine. I do not think that Jasmine is a bad Disney princess. But from my standpoint, I always saw her as this unremarkable Disney princess who contributed little to nothing in Aladdin. She was just kind of there. She was Aladdin's love interest to me, and that was about it. Now, in hindsight, does she do a bit more? Maybe. Is she more of a strong-willed woman? Yes. But I never found her that interesting. Outside of like A Whole New World, she didn't really have any standout scenes to me. I like the scene that she bonds with Aladdin at the beginning of the film. That was a nice scene. Or near the end where she seduces Jafar so that Aladdin can go get the genie's lamp. I mean, that was interesting, I guess. But again, she never left any sort of impact on me. Her tiger left more of an impact on me than she did. But yeah, but I don't hate her. I just think she's just okay. She's like in the middle. And with that said, just like Cinderella, I'm gonna put her in the C tier. No, that's not Nala, everybody. That's actually Nala's daughter, Kiara, who is 10 times, no, 50, 100 times better than Nala. She is what Nala should have been in The Lion King. We get to follow her from beginning to end. I like the charm of this character. I like how we see her grow, her character arc, her story arc, how she falls in love with Kovu and they learn to put their differences aside and try to unite each other. That is such a beautiful story. I'm surprised that, what's her face? Ooh, her name's escaping me. I'll put her name right here as the voice of Kiara. I did not see that coming. That was interesting. But I love Kiara. She's such a great Disney princess. I feel like a lot of us forget about her because she's a lion and no one really thinks of lions or the Lion King when it comes to Disney princesses. But she is definitely a Disney princess. She is a Disney character. She is the princess of the Pride Land because Simba's king, right? So yeah, I really like Kiara. Great character. Very funny. She's actually kind of funny. She's funny. I like her adventurous spirit and the message she tries to send, her mission, what she's trying to accomplish is a thing of beauty. I think that Kiara, surprisingly, is A tier. Yeah, A tier. Okay, so the only princess on this list that is a Pixar princess and not a Walt Disney Animation Studios princess, Merida. Why did I add Merida on this list? Because technically speaking, she is part of the Disney princess lineup. She was in Wreck-It Ralph 2. And I do kind of want to talk about it because for as badass as she can be and how cool her flowing red hair is, she is such an underwhelming Disney princess. So underwhelming. She had so much potential to be something great, something memorable, but they really dropped the ball with her and her story. By the end of it all, I just didn't care about her. Really, outside of her being an excellent bow woman, being relatively badass, and her gorgeous red hair, there's nothing more that really stands out about Merida. And her film also is so lackluster and boring. I didn't really care for it. And I'm sorry, Merida, but you're the first person I'm putting in the D tier. Sorry, girl, just... Oh yeah, here we go, talking about some underrated Disney princesses. Kida from Atlantis: The Lost Empire. I don't think I've sung her praises enough. I think I've talked about her a myriad of times, and I will continue to talk about her because she is that great. The princess of the Lost Empire of Atlantis. Kida is such a fascinating character who's trying to learn the history of her people, save her people. She's very charismatic. I like the way that she flirts or she plays around with Milo. They actually have a really cute relationship, even though Milo's a pasty, white, flatbread mother, you know. He's boring, but Kita, she's interesting. She is the most interesting character in the film. She is the one that I feel like should have been the main focus outside of Milo. I know that he's the main character, but man, Kita should have been the main character. But she's so cool. And when she goes up into that blue orb and takes over the powers of the past Atlantis kings, my goodness, that was glorious. That looks so cool in the way that her hair flows, her blazing blue eyes. It's just enchanting and memorable. I love this character. I wish she got more love. I wish she got more love and attention. Honestly, I feel like she's not given enough love, but that's just me. And that's why I'm gonna put Kita in the B tier. Now here's a controversial one that I've had many a fight over, and that's Megara from Hercules. Many people do not consider her to be a Disney princess to this very day, and I have fought tooth and nail to say, damn it, she is a Disney princess. I mean, come on, think logically. She is married to Hercules. Hercules is the son of Zeus, who by definition is the king of the gods. So if he's the king of the gods, what does that make his son? The prince of all the gods. And if he marries somebody, that woman then becomes the princess of all the gods. I think I said this in a previous video before, but I'll say it again. Meg is by far the most interesting character in Hercules. More interesting than Hercules, more interesting than Hades, more interesting than Phil, Zeus, any character. She is just such a fascinating character. She's quick-witted, smart on her feet, thinks outside the box. Deep down, she's a passionate person, but she hides it behind the facade because she's been hurt before. She doesn't want to get hurt again, so she puts on this face. She puts on this act like, I don't really need another person in my life. I don't care. I don't want to fall in love, but she truly does. She's looking for belonging. She's looking for a connection. And she finds that in Hercules. And by far, she is unequivocally the sexiest Disney princess of all time. I don't care what any of you say in the comments. I don't care if you agree with me or not. It is an undeniable fact that Meg is the sexiest Disney princess of all time. In fact, she may be the sexiest Disney character of all time, rivaling Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Yes, I went there. I went there. I dare you to challenge me. With all that said, with her charm, her personality, her relevance to the story, her beauty and sexiness, without question, Megara,
You are my queen. I don't know what else I can say.
Next, we have Princess Melody, the daughter of Princess Ariel from The Little Mermaid 2, Return to the Sea. Now, many of you may not remember this character, may not even remember that film, which makes sense. It was a pretty lackluster film. But I know that when I was a kid, I used to watch The Little Mermaid 2 religiously. I really liked it because of the walrus penguin characters. They were this adventurers / explorers that Princess Melody ends up teaming up with, and the three of them, I liked their dynamic. I liked how they all kind of clicked with each other. But if you strip that away and actually look at Princess Melody as a whole, she is a picture perfect representation of her mother, but lacking the charm and charisma and beauty and pizzazz that her mother had, and the singing voice too. She does not have her mother's singing voice. She's just a carbon copy, a less cooler, less interesting carbon copy of her mother, and it just makes her kind of a dullard. She's even boring in her own movie. I remember I didn't even like her that much in her own movie. I liked Ariel better. I liked her father. I liked the walrus and the penguin. I liked Ursula's sister, Morgana. I liked the little shark guy. But if you were to ask me what did I think about Princess Melody, I would have been like, she's okay, I guess. And that's it. That's really all you can say about her. So with that said, honey, I'm gonna have to put you in the C tier. You're not bad. You're not awful. Just you just don't stand out that much. Honoring us with her presence is Mulan. One of the fiercest Disney princesses out there. One of the coolest Disney princesses out there. Well, has one of the best Disney princess songs. Is gorgeous as hell. And what more is there to say? I mean, she's just wonderful. She's a wonderful character. She's a complete badass. I like that she shows her vulnerability while also being fierce and commanding, standing up against the Huns. You know, even though she's afraid, even though she knows it might dishonor her family. You know, it's not right for women to do this. In fact, you know what's beautiful about Mulan as a film? Although the message is that women have certain roles in this society, it's never shoved down your throat. It's very subtle about it, and they treat the characters with reverence. And it's not like she's doing this kind of just to stick it to the man. She's doing this for selfless reasons. She cares deeply about her father. She does not want her father to die. If he goes to this thing, if he joins the army, he will die. He's already sickly as it is. So she runs away, sort of, and joins the army in his stead. I thought that was beautiful. That's amazing. And again, it's no gender politics to it whatsoever. She did it for honor's sake. She did it to help her family. Wonderful character, lovely character. I wish there was more to her, though. There are some things I wish we could have saw more. I wish she would have had a good love interest. That's one thing. I know she ends up with General Shang later, which feels very forced. I do wish that we saw more of her feminine side. That would have been nice. But really, the character as a whole is very solid, and she definitely deserves to be in the A tier. Oh, I laugh in the face of this character. It's Nala from The Lion King. Trash! Complete trash. Name one thing Nala does in The Lion King. Can you name one thing she does that's significant? No. No, you can't. You can't name something that Nala does in The Lion King that's significant. She's trash. But you know who's not trash? Princess Tiana from The Princess and the Frog. She is my second favorite Disney princess and has one of the best singing voices of any Disney princess. I don't know how to say her name. I think Anika Noni Rose is phenomenal as Tiana, both in the acting category and in the singing category. She's beautiful, she's lovely, she's headstrong, she's determined, she's not gonna put up with anybody's crap, she's gonna get what's hers. I love that about her character. I love that she pushes herself to greatness, and that her character development is actually interesting because it's the complete opposite of most Disney princesses. Whereas some Disney princesses, their whole character arc is realizing that love is not the only thing in their lives. Hers is that, hey, working hard all the time is not always the one thing you need to focus on in life. Sometimes people need some love. I thought that was interesting. That was an interesting role reversal, that she realizes that while she can't pursue her dreams, she doesn't have to do it alone. She can do it with somebody that she loves and trusts. I like that. That's a great message. It's wonderful. And you know what? Tiana is just such a great character. I love her to death. And you know what, Tiana?
I love you. And you will always be my queen.
I finally see the light with this Disney princess, Rapunzel. Rapunzel was such a breath of fresh air when she bursted onto the scene in 2010. She revived not only the Disney princess genre, but even brought them to the next level, being the first ever 3D Disney princess. And I could not get enough of her. I loved her relationship with Flynn Rider. I loved her charisma, her energy. She's basically Anna done right. Like, Anna to me always felt like a watered down version of Rapunzel. They even have a similar look to them. But Rapunzel was first. Rapunzel is that girl that just wants to see the world. She's a bit naive, bit childish, but that was something that really added to her charm, that made her so interesting and so likable. She's just gorgeous, has a really solid singing voice. I just love it. The thing that really kills me though, and I know it shouldn't really kill me, but I don't like her new look. I don't like the brown hair look at all. I'm glad that in the series they brought back her golden long hair. That was cool. Because, yeah, I'm not feeling the brown hair at all. I'm not feeling it at all. You rock the blonde really well. You're probably the most beautiful blonde Disney character there is. So don't ever go to brown. Otherwise than that, I love Rapunzel. She's a great Disney princess, and without a doubt, she's in the A tier, baby. Snow White, the Disney princess who started it all. If it wasn't for her, none of the Disney princesses on this list would ever exist. And that's all they really have to say about her. Outside of that, she doesn't really stand out that much to me, and I never really liked her, even in her own movie. The thing I remember the most about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs were the Seven Dwarfs. They were the most interesting characters. You know, I know she had that "Someday my prince will come." Ooh, her voice is so graining too now that I think about it. I hate to be mean about how my feelings towards Snow White because she's such an influential Disney princess. Again, if she did not exist, none of these Disney princesses would be here right now. She is the mother of us all. But she also is one of the weakest Disney princesses because there's not much to her. She's nice, she's kind, she's motherly, she takes care of the dwarves, you know, cleans up and feeds them, and, you know, she has some beauty to her, I guess, but she just doesn't really stand out to me that much. I'm sorry. But out of respect to her legacy, out of the respect that if it wasn't for her, we would not be here at this moment. I would not be here making this list. I will put her in the C category. She deserves it. If there's any Disney princess, regardless of their personality, development, attributes of the story, or their beauty, she deserves a pass. She is the mother of us all. And I thank you, Princess Snow White, for existing, for making all this happen. I just wish you were given more development. Ah, the siren of the sea herself, Princess Ariel from The Little Mermaid. Could you name a more beautiful redhead in any animated film? I mean, outside of Kim Possible, of course. Not really. I mean, I think Ariel will take the cake as the #1 hottest, most beautiful Disney redhead of all time. Maybe even most gorgeous redhead in any film. Man, she is gorgeous. She has the second best singing voice of any Disney princess. So enchanting, so amazing, so lovely to listen to. She is beautiful from head to fin. She just radiates beauty. She has a great personality. I love her curiosity. I love the fact that she wants to learn more about the human world, wants to learn more and see the world for what it can offer her. The thing that really holds her back, in my opinion, is the fact that she's so entranced with Prince Bland over there. Like, I never understood why she liked Eric. Outside of maybe he looks handsome. That's it. He looks handsome. So what? There's many fish out there in the sea. Literally, Ariel. There's many fish out there in the sea. Why does he matter so much? So yeah, that really held her back for me. But man, that singing voice, that gorgeousness, her growth, I guess, throughout the film. Yeah, she does kind of grow, in a way. I guess. No, I can't give her that. She doesn't really grow in the film either. But her singing, her beauty, her personality is so infectious. I love her to death. She was one of the first Disney princesses I ever saw, and man, she deserves a spot in the A tier. One of the best. And rounding up the tier list is another dark horse pick that many of you may disagree with me about, but I think she totally deserves to be in this tier list, and that is the incomparable, sweet, delectable, exciting, energetic Vanellope Von Sweets. Although there is an argument that she's technically not a princess because at the end of Wreck-It Ralph, she said she didn't want to be a princess, she wanted to be a president. So technically speaking, she's not really a princess, but also she is a princess. That was just them trying to be clever about it. But she is probably one of the more unique Disney princesses in the last decade. She is really bizarre, out of nowhere, very childish, very eccentric. But that's one of the things that makes her so interesting. And I know a lot of people don't like Sarah Silverman's voice for the character, as it's a very high pitch and annoying, but I thought it fit perfectly with Vanellope. That's exactly how I would picture a character like that sounding. So I didn't really agree with why people didn't like the voice. I thought, again, quite fitting. I loved her relationship with Ralph. She's just so freaking adorable. You can't help but like this character. She just makes me want to go on an adventure with her. I don't care what it is. We could be scaling the tallest mountain, jumping off the highest cliff, skydiving into a volcano, fighting a bunch of whale sharks. No, scratch that. Great white sharks. You know, we could be racing down the scariest track known to man. We could be doing anything, and I know it would be a blast with her. And I actually like the development that her character goes through. And again, that relationship she has with Ralph. Really dynamic, really powerful, really well done. She is definitely one of the more underappreciated Disney princesses recently. That's why she's such a dark horse in this list, and why a lot of people don't recognize her for the true gem that she is. She is great. And honestly, even though you are a little young spunk that you are, I would say that Vanellope von Schweetz.
You are my queen.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes! My quintessential tier list of Disney princesses. And that will also conclude today's video for BCG Disney Week. Be sure to let me know what you guys thought about my tier list. Did you agree with it? Did you disagree with it? Did you feel like some of the princes should have been higher, lower? And let me know who's the highest ranking Disney princess and who's the lowest ranking Disney princess on your personal tier list. Also, in this very video, I just finished making a tier list of Disney princesses. And I'm thinking maybe tomorrow I'll do the reverse of that. A tier list of Disney princes. Yeah, pretty interesting, huh? Get excited for that. And if you don't want to miss out on that video or any other videos, or if you'd like to just be a part of the Black Critic crew, please hit that subscribe button below. Hit that bell notification so you don't miss out on any new videos. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. And I am Tony Watley II, the most beautiful princess in all the land as the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace YouTube.